Hi everyone, I'm Derek. Today, we are going to study part 3 of interactive listening, the conversation summary. This part is very important in the exam, and many students feel pressure because of the limited time. Before we review the template, I want to remind you of a few key points. First, you only have 75 seconds to answer this question. The time is very tight, so you must manage your time well. Second, when you answer this question, you cannot see any of the previous information. That means you cannot look back at earlier questions. So here is a very useful tip. After you finish the earlier questions, if you still have some extra time, use that time to remember the key points from the conversation. These points will be very important for your summary. Now, let's review the template for conversation summaries. The template looks like this. You first talk about who you spoke with and the topic. Then you summarize one key idea from the other person. After that, you explain your own thoughts. Finally, you mention the decision you made together. After reviewing the template, let's practice with a question to better understand it. We will start with an easier one. First, let's look at the situation. The main idea of this conversation is very clear. Two students are talking about studying together for an upcoming exam. One thing to notice is that the course is a Vietnamese language class. The final focus is what they plan to do together. Next, let's look at the information in the conversation. I mentioned that I had a lot of difficulty reviewing the Vietnamese course material. My classmate also said that even though he spent a lot of time studying, he still needed more practice. Next, the conversation moved to the main point. I shared a very clear idea, which was to form a study group for the class. My friend agreed with this idea and started to discuss the details. At the end of the conversation, we confirmed the meeting place, decided to meet in the library, and ended the conversation smoothly. When we put these key points into the template, we get the following summary. In a conversation with a friend, I expressed my intention to form a study group for my Vietnamese language class. While my friend encouraged me to study together before the exam, I carefully considered our schedules, and we subsequently decided to meet in the library tomorrow afternoon to review the material. One quick thing before we continue. If you're serious about improving your Duolingo score, practice quality matters more than quantity. That's why I recommend Dreamy DET. It's a focused DET-only platform, and the practice format is totally same as the real test experience. I've shared a link below this video. Through it, you can get free VIP access to unlock all questions types. Come on and try it. Do you remember how to use the template now? Next, let's look at a more difficult question. This question is different from the study group example. You can clearly see that the topic has changed. It moves from study plans to personal experience and future plans. Let's look at part 1 first. The first question asks what I did during the summer. This is the background of the whole conversation. From the information given, the answer is worked on a theater production. The second question asks who I want to talk to. Here, the identity of the speaker is very important. It helps us avoid using the wrong title later. From the audio, we can tell that this is a conversation with a professor. The professor gives guidance related to theater. So the correct answer is theater arts professor. The key point here is the role, not the name. The third question moves from facts to the relationship. It asks what role this professor played in my academic journey. From the listening, we can summarize the answer as mentoring throughout my academic journey. This type of question prefers general expressions instead of specific examples. The fourth question is a typical summary question. The answer is relatively long and includes 3 parts: practical skills I learned, networking opportunities I had, and potential future collaborations. You need to be careful with spelling here. Next, let's look at part 2. At the beginning of the conversation, I shared my experience working on a theater production during the summer. The professor responded with support and encouragement and guided me by asking questions. This is a very typical academic guidance conversation. The focus is not casual chatting, but helping the student reflect and plan. As the conversation continued, I mentioned specific tasks. These details help us understand why practical skills are emphasized later. Then, the topic naturally moved to people and the industry environment. This is the context for networking. In the second half of the conversation, the professor guided me to think about my future direction. This included how to use this experience, whether to apply for similar internships or jobs, and how to highlight it in my resume and recommendation letters. Now, let's put all this information together and use the template to get the following summary. In a conversation with a professor, I expressed my intention to talk about my summer experience working on a theater production and how it could relate to my future career. While my professor encouraged me to attend conferences, workshops, and join online theater communities to expand my network, I carefully considered how to leverage my internship experience and practical skills. And we subsequently decided that I should tailor my resume and cover letter and apply for future internships or jobs using this experience. We can see that as the difficulty of the question increases, the conversation becomes longer and includes more information. As a result, the conversation summary also needs to include more details. Let's keep going and look at 2 more questions. Next, let's look at the third question. In part 1, we can first identify several key points. I am a student interested in a career in Swedish translation, and I am talking with my academic advisor to ask which courses can help me prepare for this career. Now, let's move on to part 2. In this conversation, I clearly stated my career interest at the very beginning, which is Swedish translation. The professor's first response was not to recommend courses right away. Instead, he helped me clarify my direction. He asked whether I was more interested in translation or interpretation. This step helped me focus my goal. After that, the professor explained the difference between translation and interpretation. After understanding this difference, I clearly stated that I preferred translation. This made the later course advice much clearer. Then, the conversation naturally moved to course recommendations. The professor introduced several courses related to Swedish translation offered by the school. In the later part of the conversation, the professor also emphasized the importance of language proficiency. He mentioned different levels of Swedish courses and requirements for reading, writing, grammar, and vocabulary. So, when we combine the information from part 1 and part 2, this question becomes much clearer. Let's look at the sample summary using the template. In a conversation with a professor, I expressed my intention to ask about the best way to prepare for a career in Swedish translation. While my professor encouraged me to take Swedish translation courses as well as business, legal, and literary Swedish courses, I carefully considered the difference between translation and interpretation and the language proficiency required. And we subsequently agreed that I should take appropriate Swedish language and translation courses to prepare for the career. Next, let's challenge a more difficult question together. Are you ready? In part 1, we can identify who I am. I am a student who is considering whether to apply to graduate school. I have done some research and looked into several programs, but I am not sure if this is the right decision for me. Because of this, I went to ask for advice from a professor who has known me for many years. This professor has helped me with career decisions in the past. Let's move to part 2. In part 2, I directly stated my concern. I explained that I was thinking about applying to graduate school, but I was not sure if it was the right choice. The professor did not give me a direct answer. Instead, he guided me by asking questions. As the conversation continued, I explained my long-term goals in more detail. This included my interest in research and my hope to earn a PhD and become a professor in the future. At the end of the conversation, the professor gave a balanced suggestion. On one hand, he said graduate school could be a good option. On the other hand, he reminded me that it is a serious commitment in terms of both time and money. When we put all this information together and use the template, we get the following summary. In a conversation with a professor, I expressed my intention to decide whether I should apply to graduate school. While my professor encouraged me to talk to professors in the field and think carefully about my long-term goals, I carefully considered my interest in research, becoming a professor, and the time and financial commitment involved. And we subsequently agreed that graduate school could be a good option, but that I should be sure it is what I truly want before applying. At the end of this lesson, I want to remind you once again, when writing a conversation summary, because time is limited, we usually need to select only the most important points from the conversation and put them into the template. If you type very fast, you can include more key points. If you type more slowly, make sure you include at least one important point from each speaker. Okay, that's all for today. If you find this helpful, give it a like and subscribe my channel. I post Duolingo English Test template, practice, and tips every week. And don't forget to grab free VIP access on Dreamy DET through the link below and practice on your own. I'll see you in the next class.